It's 2017 and the Destiny 2 beta is upon us. We get a number of weapons to play with during the beta, and one of those happened to be an exotic hand cannon called Sunshot. This beautiful hand cannon has the power of the sun. It was supposed to be great, and out of all the weapons during the beta, Sunshot was my favorite. I even made a review on it way back when, before we really understood what the hell was about to go down with this new Sandbox. I mean, we kind of knew, but we really just didn't know how bad it was about to be. Sunshot, though, was still a favorite of mine, and even during the campaign, you had an option to choose between Graviton Lance, Sunshot, and I think some other weapon. What was it, Wrist Runner? Yeah, that's right. It was Wrist Runner. Now, I don't know what everyone chose. I think a lot of people chose Sunshot because it was an exotic hand cannon. And considering how much love we had for our previous Destiny 1 exotic hand cannons, a lot of us went into this expecting Sunshot to be an absolute monster. But it just wasn't. Whatever playability that weapon got during the beta, hardly anyone, when Destiny 2 launched, used Sunshot. And with it being such a hardcore auto rifle meta, no one was really using hand cannons all that much. I think outside of a few exceptions like Midnight Coup, Dire Promise, and Old Fashioned. Sunshot, though, was at the bottom of the list. But then, it's 2018. Warmind is right around the corner. The Sandbox has been shaken up. We got the Go Fast update, and on top of the Go Fast update, we now have a host of reworks coming to our exotic weapons. A lot of people saw Skyburner's Oath getting a buff, Graviton Lance, Hard Light, Prometheus Lens, but the weapon that I saw was Sunshot. It actually got an increase in damage and radius of kill explosion. Now, at the time, we didn't know how big of an explosion this thing could cause. Previously, Sunblast was like, I don't know, maybe a little bit better than Firefly, but not by much. It wasn't until John Wisniewski tweeted out that he just saw Sunshot kill an explosion chain for a triple kill exotic tuning PvP playtest with this gift right here. So much so that when we finally reviewed it again, I got to see it firsthand set off one of the most beautiful explosions. But that wasn't all. You see, Sunshot wasn't even in its final form just yet, because right around the corner was an exotic catalyst for this weapon. The weapon not only got a plus 20 stability bump, but it got a plus 30 range buff from this exotic catalyst, putting its weapon stats, especially for a 150 round per minute hand cannon, as one of the best in the game. It was almost perfect. We had a hand cannon here that shot explosive rounds for that extra flinch there, at least visually, highlighted targets, and on top of that, caused massive explosions when targets were killed. And it didn't even have to be precision kills. With this exotic catalyst, it was boasting some of the best stats in the game. And with 98 recoil direction, the weapon was essentially completely vertical. Sounds almost too perfect, right? Not quite. Because as beautiful as this hand cannon is, and yes, it is gorgeous, one of the best looking guns in the game, every one of these ornaments and even its default skin, the weapon, 10 out of 10 on looks. I'm just saying. Despite that, and despite the catalyst, and despite the buffs, Sunshot is one of the most underused weapons in the game. Now the list goes on. We can pull out a number of different weapons that don't get much playtime. I guess you could say Sunshot, it's a little more personal. You see, the one thing that's holding this hand cannon back is this thing right here. Magazine size of a whopping 8 bullets. That size isn't everything, all right? I get it. But in this case, it does matter. A little bit, all right? It matters enough that nobody uses this poor bastard. This beautiful hand cannon, which has been buffed a handful of times, as well as having its Sunblast trait completely reworked, and one of the best exotic catalysts in the game there in terms of stat bumps, it still completely misses the mark. 8 bullets is not a lot for PvE or for PvP. Now, I know in PvP you can kill people in 3 shots, which is great, but 9 times out of 10, you will be reloading between every single kill. And even with enhanced reloaders, which is what we're rocking here, which is extremely nice, even then, what Sunshot brings to the table can be easily achieved by many other hand cannons that aren't even exotic. Spare rations is obviously a better choice, especially when it comes to chaining kills. Even if you're rocking something like Rampage, that magazine size is beautiful, meaning going into engagements with multiple teammates and discharging shot after shot is something you don't even have to think twice about. Whereas Sunshot, you'll spend half the time just sitting there reloading your weapon. And even if you say Sunshot has one of the best 1v1 capabilities in terms of dueling capabilities, I will admit the weapon is good when it comes to dueling opponents. But even something like Waking Vigil can easily outpace it. And in terms of damage fall off, even with this exotic catalyst, catalyst, bumping that range up to a whopping 74. It still has damage fall off beginning around 31.5 meters, which is not bad, but there's still many hand cannons that can outrange it upwards between 35 and 39 meters. Sunshot boys, maybe you don't care. Maybe Bungie is just worried about pushing new weapons. You got Thorn, you got Last Word, you got Ace of Spades, Lumina, different exotic hand cannons, and a host of other legendary hand cannons that are way better. But I get the feeling there's somebody out there, just like me, who may have recently just got the exotic catalyst. Yes, I know, it's a year late. And after grinding 1,000 Sunblast kills and 500 enemy defeats, maybe you were hoping for a little more. Maybe this weapon could be meta or could be usable if it got a small increase in magazine size. Bungie, we're not asking for a lot. I would like 11 shots. Maybe that's asking for too much. Maybe you can't make that type of adjustment. I would settle for 10. To me, that doesn't seem like a very big change. Something that can be easily squeezed out on a Sunday. But I think 2 more extra shots, this exotic hand cannon might actually get some use. Who knows though? Maybe it's just me, man. You may not even care. But we've got a lot of weapons that need some love and a lot of time from now until Shadowkeep. I'm not sure if we've got a Sandbox update coming or not, but boys, it would be nice to see some buffs hitting some weapons that are forgotten. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.